We are live. Oh yeah, what's happening? Crypto fan, welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. Whether you're about to bounce in live or whether you view it in the future, appreciate it. I missed this the other day. Well, saying that, I only broke June 24th yesterday in this story, but apparently there was an interview on June the 18th. Hi, Cora. Mornings. It's basically about SBI and Ripple to launch an ODL service for RippleNet using XRP. Morning, Johnny. Morning, anyone else popping in. I'm guessing many people have probably covered this already with the interview being on June the 18th. It's almost a week ago that. But as I say, I missed it. I just want to talk about it. And I want to talk about the actual volume and value that I think it can facilitate ODL, remittance, shall I say. So, Danny, Alan, morning. It's going well, Danny. Thank you. Got a bit better sleep last night. You might be able to tell I had a bit of a lie-in today. The cat gave me a lie-in for some reason. I'll come back to this, but I honestly think the remittance corridors and on-demand liquidity for remittance payments, I believe XRP can do it at $1 or below. I actually don't believe XRP needs to go above $1 to do global remittance. I just don't. I've been thinking about it lately, and I really fucking don't. Again, it comes to how much liquidity do we need there to move anything at any time. Morning, Peter. Morning, John. So basically, remittance payments at the moment are 600 billion per year, per fucking year. Within the UK and our RTGS system, we facilitate 600 billion per day. Swift, 5 trillion per day. Per day. We're going to trillions per day in the end when they take over the major transactions of cross-network within the major institutions. But for remittance, 600 billion a year, can we not do that off 50 bill liquidity? Like $1, 50 to 100 billion liquidity. Would that not be enough to do 600 billion per year? Been thinking about it lately. I really don't think it needs to go that high to do remittance payments. But what's his venture? What are they even doing? Let's have a little chinwag about it. The joint venture of Ripple Asia and SBI Holdings, also known as SBI Ripple Asia, has announced its plans to launch on-demand liquidity solutions using XRP in Asia this year. Ripple has made a name for itself because of its cross-border remittance solutions, also known as RippleNet. The firm has seen many takers for its technology, which uses XRP for liquidity on the ledger to facilitate instant cross-border transactions at a minimal cost. Get that door open because we're going to need a bit of breeze. It is warm, so it's warm this morning. The ODL solutions have been quite a hit, and given Asia is emerging as one of the fastest growing crypto hubs, the joint venture between Ripple and SBI Holdings wants to push for its adoption further. The announcement was made by CEO SBI Ripple Asia, Adam Trademan, during an interview on June the 18th. He talked about the popularity of Ripple in Asia and how expanding ODL services would be the right move as it offers much deeper cross-border remittance services. He said, I expect that probably later this year and into next year, things are going to move into a wider spread production. Expect remittance companies that were restricted in growth because they have pre-funding requirements. They have a lot of capital. They're going to have a lot more flexibility. Interesting. Trademan also believes the introduction of ODL would eliminate currency fluctuations and the pre-funding requirement for making cross-border transactions. He explained ODL services wouldn't gain the same adoption and popularity in the United States as it is increasing in Asia and Japan. The reason for this is the United States offers low-cost cross-border remittance service, so the people over there don't need a system like ODL. While in Japan, It's not only costly to send money across the border, but it also takes around a whole day. ODL can be used to convert the Japanese yen to XRP in real time in Japan. And our family in Vietnam can immediately exchange the XRP for the Vietnamese dong. In this way, the price movements of the Japanese yen and the Vietnamese dong are almost unaffected. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, ODL, has seen a massive jump in use and volume, which is, see, this is interesting, innit? When it was only the other week, we had Sam I Am and everyone and me and everyone else talking about ODL on-demand liquidity volume dropping. And now we're being told it's flying up. We get windows. We get windows every now and then where over the 7-day period, something goes and all of a sudden, only people only talk about that 7 days. They don't talk about what happened for the 7 weeks before it. Do you know what I mean? It's seen a massive jump in use and volume, which is evident from the fact that the bulk of the transactions has tripled over the first quarter of 2020, while the US dollar transactions have risen by 294%. Extremely interesting. ODL expansion. Asia may be the next proving ground for crypto firm Ripple to reach with its cross-border payments corridor. I honestly think they can do the remittance payments with a dollar XRP. I fucking do. I do. I really, really do. Oh, damn it, 100%. We've said it before, and when we've said it before in recent videos, we've said like XRP will become the world reserve, and XRP will take over the SDR basket, special drawing rights and all that. Now, take that terminology with a pinch of salt, mate. They could be added to the SDR. We mean that in the current state of the SDR is not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's all in the terminology. But yeah, make no mistake, post 2025, let me just prop this door shut. Or prop it open, should I say. Post 2025, when we really do have a true internet of value, popping assets from here, there to everywhere, and then anyone can trade anything, it is going to blow up. But yeah, you're not right. It's the only, someone name another, like a better suited category, industry, call it what you fucking want, than remittance to prove cross-border, a new cross-border system works. Like I say, UK would be 600 billion a day. That's a bit much. 500 trillion a day. Come on. It's not they're having a bubble bath if you think you can push that. 500 billion a year. Nice. 2 trillion from Pay ID. Yo, Alex. Morning, Sean. Morning, Daniel. Good day. Didn't Greg Kids or someone say that XRP will replace all nostril balances? If that's the case, maybe price rise needed. I would suggest so, Johnny. It's the Basel bullshit in it. That's what people are speculating. The Basel. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. The fucking out. What do I search for that? Basel numbering bank. Basel 3. International regulatory frameworks for banks. Right, I think they're talking about a new version of this, mate. Right? We're gonna have a look at it now. As far as I'm aware, it's your bank. You must have a minimum of this amount locked away. You must be sat on that. You've got to be sat on that. Liquidity, mate. You need that liquidity there. You fucking sit on that. Something like that. I'll look into it now, John. Like, oh, the Basel III reforms have now been integrated into and consolidated into the Basel framework, which comprises, it could be Basel, I don't give a shit. Current and forthcoming standards of the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. For background, set out below are the main publications. Basel III, Basel, is an internationally agreed set of measures developed by the Basel Committee. I don't know how to fucking know. Who wants to say that? Basel. On banking supervision in response to the financial crisis of 07-09, the measures aim to strengthen the regulation, supervision, and risk management of banks. Finalising post-crisis criteria, minimum capital requirements for market risk, liquidity coverage ratio, net stable funding ratio, global regulatory framework for more resilient banks and banking systems, and finalising post-crisis reforms. The most interesting ones is the minimum capital requirements for market risk. A corrected version of the document was published in 2019 to address typos in the standard. Oh, Jesus, wet, man. As far as I'm aware, they need a minimum amount of capital required and liquidity coverage due to this. So I've got a feeling in the end, ODL, they're going to have on-demand liquidity pools. That I believe that, Johnny. I do. And again, it'll just be each person putting a little different spin or perspective on it. Good day, Steve. Morning, Pablo. Morning, Phil. Runny nose? Nah, mate. Ain't got COVID. I think I'm fucking. There's no COVID, mate. There's no spoon. There is no spoon. Right, so Greg King says it in DIR. He's in an interview with DIR. Nice. It's a good interview. Interesting. It's not bear flu, that's Scott. It's dude flu. It's... That ain't flu. I'd have messed my face up then if I had flu. I've just got a fucking cornflake up there or some shit. Cornflake up the nose, you know. One of them. You know what I mean. I have legitimately got a cornflake up my nose, oh Alan, you're not wrong, mate. I've just not got a runny nose. I'm not blowing it, because that could end in tears on camera, that's not a good idea, blowing your nose on camera, mate. You pull it away and it's like, oh, what the fuck has he just done? I don't get hay fever, allergies. I'm a proper human, don't do allergies, mate. Shit. I evolved properly. No offence to anyone with allergies, just pulling legs, just joking. But you are pathetic. You got fucking, I see lions walking around with allergies, or do you? Does other animals have allergies, or just shit humans? Real talk, it's a good job we're not all allergic to fucking peanuts, innit? We wouldn't even have survived, mate. We'd have all died. Yes, Jesse! 3 a.m. in Houston. Damn. Much love for you coming on at that time, bro. Much love. Pick it, lick it, roll it, flick it. Oh, I'd love to, Steve, but once you're over like 13 years old, people just don't look at that the same again. Like, they laugh at it when you're 10. Everyone laughs. When you're 36, everyone's like, You just lick his bulger and flick it. Yeah. Oh, little Steve's just done it, bless him. Bless him. And we're all little flick it, Steve. Oh, bless the little lad. He only 8. He's only 8. You fucking champ. Adults, though. That's what it's like. AP made from cheap parts. See, real talk though, Johnny, as stated above, if you go and get yourself some local honey, so find someone locally to you where you get hay fever. Find someone there who's got bees and is like farming honey. And dose the honey every other day or once a week or something for several weeks, months. And you will build an immunity to that local pollen off the local honey. You 100% will. Pablo is not wrong when he put that. Was it Pablo? Sorry if it wasn't Pabs. Was it Pablo who wrote it? Where's it gone, that comment? Yeah, Pablo hay fever local honey. You need to get on that if you got allergies. Get lifted for that these days. No picking the nose, £500 fine. Fucking won't surprise me, mate. Oh, that nearly went down the wrong hole. Yeah, so one Johnny now. Obviously, in some places, you're not going to get local honey, are you? You might have to start fucking beekeeping yourself. But there will be areas where you can go online, local beekeepers, purchase honey, and there will be some within a few miles if you're anywhere near farmers and stuff. I mean, Manchester, don't know where all the honey goes off the rooftops of Manchester. I actually don't even know where they sell it. I don't know whether they just leave it for the bees. But there's fucking shitloads of beehives on the rooftops of Manchester. And I mean fucking loads, mate. Town Hall's got about 10 on its own, about 10 beehives just on top of the Town Hall. That's why we've got the Manchester bee. That's why we love bees. We've got fucking, we own bees in Manchester. Like, we make sure they survive. We give them homes. Agora, morning. Hi, Jan. Sometimes I'm a big kid, Scott. What's the saying now? Grow up, but don't grow old. That's it, innit? Grow up. Or is it grow old, but don't grow up? I forgot. Someone used to say it to me and it stuck. And I like live by it. Like, I'm not old-headed. I'm not growing old. I'm growing up. Am I getting old, but I'm not growing up? I can't remember. I need to meet the guy again. Who the fuck was it who used to say that? Grow old, but don't grow up. That's what it is. Grow old, but don't grow up. You won't lose your dreams if you don't grow up. Acon, issuing it on the Stellar network. Nice. Peeps need to be buying some Stellar. Beekeep. See, you would be surprised how fast that would likely take off, Johnny. Like, people do know that the reason we have the Manchester bee and everyone's got tattoos of a bee and that is because we have bees in Manchester on the rooftops of the city centre. So buildings in the city centre have beehives on the top. We've got falcon nests on top of the CIS. The CIS a bit like, it's not really that big, to be honest, but it's a skyscraper, it's tall. We have falcons living on that, treating it like a cliff, and you see them fucking diving off it onto the canal to go and get mice and that. It's about a 400-foot building, which makes it like a 400-foot cliff for the falcons. I wonder where we put our honey. Manchester beehives. Manchester rooftop beehives. City Centre Beehives, Manchester Cathedral. The Cathedral, not the town hall. That's one of that's the most. Be the Cathedral. You can see him there, stood on the Cathedral with a load of beehives. That's in Manchester on the rooftops. Protecting the bees, mate. Protecting the bees. I don't know what they do with the honey. Might be worth anyone in Manchester who's got hay fever to actually have a ganders at that and see where the honey goes and chase it down. Also chase your own. Urban hive, Steve. Exactly. Living on roofs. I don't know how many flowers and plants and that they have on the roofs as well, but it's good. A deep convo already. I've got him on 20 minutes. I don't plan to be on long today. You see, I'm going preparing for my trip to Dartmoor tomorrow morning. So I actually did plan to be on long, Gallon. I nearly pre-recorded it, so it had been done by now. It had been done and dusted. No back and forth with comments, just a pre-recorded video, bish bash bosh done. I'm fucking roasting in here today, mate. Make some mead. And just a booze, yeah, John. It's legit, mate. Morning, Steve. Yeah, cheers, mate. It should be alright. Danny's coming with his kayak. So be careful if I'm going out on the water, because I don't know how deep the reservoir is and stuff like that. I'm going to do a bit of fishing there. Hopefully we might get might see if there's any carp there or something. Get some fucking trout out or some shit. Sure we'll catch a fish. I do a bit of hunting and snaring. But I wouldn't mind, like, starting to set up a camp that can become a future camp that we can just keep going back to. Yeah, I love getting out and about, mate. Well, it seems like you do as well. Some of your pictures were top. Getting out with a boat and that. There's nothing really better, is there, mate? You get away from all this fucking shit. Into nature. A right to hate. Won't start getting me on fucking people's rights, because we're going to upset a few people. Is hate okay? As long as it doesn't hurt someone else, emotionally or physically. We've come to emotional pain being bullying and all that shit now. So, is it okay to hate something, someone, a culture, a people, as long as you don't hurt them with your hate? Don't rub it in the face that you fucking hate them. What is hate? I want to read that poem. No, Steve, it's actually worker bees on the roofs of Manchester City Centre, mate. From the cathedral to fucking random buildings, like there is beehives all over Manchester, sustaining bees. So regardless of what happens on the floor and the ground level, they've always got a safe space to go, basically. And Manchester will always have bees, for as long as they've got the hives. It's all that decade ago, wasn't it? Or a couple of decades ago, like, it all started coming out, we lose the bees, we die, and all that. I don't quite believe that. I'm pretty sure the wind does more pollinating than the bees, but I can't be 100%. The Amazon rainforest is pollinated mostly by the winds of the Sahara Desert, I believe. Now we are going deep, Alan. Let me get this up, because I pulled that out my fucking ass. So I had to say I believe at the end. I'm not sure. Did I just lie? The Sahara Sahara Desert pollinates the Amazon. Pollinates the Amazon, mate. The Sahara dust. A tan cloud in the air stretches between these continents and ties together the desert and the jungle. Scientists have been studying this process, and it turns out Saharan dust feeds the Amazon rainforest just enough to replace lost nutrients there. That is interesting. Have you seen the apparent sandstorm? I've seen it. Heard about an apparent sandstorm heading across the Atlantic at the moment that's going to hit the Amazon. Ooh. But we need bees. Now, we do need bees. We need bees. We need animals. Don't get me wrong. But let's not talk about humans being dead within a year if we lose the bees. That's a load of fucking bullshit. That's just more fear and propaganda, innit? Ifsky.org. Phosphorus is the flowering, innit? So have you ever grown weed? In part A and part B? No shit. Vegging, part A, is that nitrogen. And then the phosphorus and all the phosphorus elements come in your part B to help shit bud. Helps it flower. The Sahara Desert's throwing part B to the Amazon. Like, yo, Amazon, have some part B, bruh. You need some part B. John knows it. See, Howard, regarding security, I want children to be safe from paedophiles. I want a girl to be able to walk down an alley at night believing in her heart that the laws and the regulations and the tracking is that fucking good. No one's going to want to rape her because they're going to get caught. No one's going to want to rob a bank. No one's going to want to rob a shop. No one's going to want to arm blag fucking Tesco. No one's going to rob you at an ATM because you're that confident in the system. At the moment, I am not confident in the system, mate. I don't feel safe. People aren't safe. Don't keep us safe. Fucking murders every day and all this, mate. I don't know what I want, Howard. I don't know. Because it's not just me. It's everyone else. It's got to be a consensus, an agreement. And if you don't agree with a certain area's consensus, get the fuck out the area. Like, real talk. Move to somewhere you do agree with that consensus. We need to feel safe, mate. That's what I want. I want my future family, my future friends' family, whatever, to feel fucking safe. I want Sebastian to feel safe by the time he's 18, going to the match on his own at night, and he's not scared of some fucking hooligans running around the corner and stoving his head in. Eaton Park, Hunter, Dean's Cottage, nice, Pablo, great shout, mate, love it. Yeah, everyone's talking about going hills and that, going holidays and that. So I was like, let's go Magaluf, let's go here, let's go there. And I'm like, let's just go to a forest on a lakeside and just chill out, please. Like, fuck. Take a bit of bud down there and just chill. No beer, all the rest of this shit. Just a bit of fucking weed and food. Bring some mushrooms and all that if you want. It's no alcohol. Yes, Daniel, M for growth, P for flowering. You know the script. And so does the Amazon, apparently, because the Amazon's like, yo, have some part B, bruh. Have some part B. The World Currency Stellar Statement. Ooh, as am I. Up until that very moment, mate, I've not thought anything because I haven't seen the statement. But I will give you my thoughts very soon, my friend. One sec. If I can find it. I'm hoping that you've put enough in your comment there. Is it on Twitter? Was it a tweet? I don't like the word drugs. Like, I take plants that are still plants. I'm like that on LSD. Would I do LSD? Not actually being a plant in plant form, and DMT is not still a plant, but you have to extract that molecule. And I'm not calling DMT a drug. I do at times accidentally and that, but it's a molecule, a natural existing molecule. You could even call it a fucking element. It's more of an element than water. We call water an element. It's not. It's a compound of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, H2. Oh, two hydrogen, one oxygen. It's a compound. You get water. Yet we're told water's an element. It's not. It's a compound. Do some fucking science, mate. Tell me what elements and compounds are. So what's a drug? Don't know what a drug is, Mike. We had this the other day. What is define a drug? Is it something that stimulates your brain in a way that wouldn't normally be stimulated? It's no cocaine, no right. I've never had cocaine, never had ecstasy, never had MDMA, never had ketamine, never had mushrooms, never had LSD trips, never had anything like that. I had cannabis and alcohol, and then DMT. And now I'm open to mushrooms and possibly LSD too. But it has to be plant-based, and I know cocaine's fucking plant-based, right? But again, it's not natural. They're not extracting it naturally. They're not just using an acid to break it down and then using an alkaline to bring it back up in its natural element form like DMT crystals. They're adding petrol to it and fucking all sorts, rat poison, you name it. So the percentage of cocaine in cocaine is actually ridiculously low. So I've got some on Twitter here. Kendrill abruptly took down. Let me just look it below. No, back to July. Kendrill explained how BTC will be taken down and controlled by governments, research controlled by. Mark of the Beast. I'm getting tired of hearing that, mate. And I get some people are scared of it and that, but they need to understand that the people who don't subscribe to the Bible are really not that afraid of the mark of the beast. It could be seen many ways. Interesting. Has anyone not? I can't find this. Right. I can't seem to find this link what everyone's on about, but people that say it's the world reserve currencies, what are in the SDR basket at the moment. We've already said that I believe XRP will be the first added, followed by possibly XLM, but I wouldn't be surprised if XRP and XLM are added at the end of this year, and then a few more in 2025 just to replace the fiat. So they'll add some digital assets. They may add some digital assets with the fiat, and then in 2025, either it's CBDCs, XRP, and XLM, or it's just complete digital assets, not pegged to countries or institutions at all, and every single asset in the SDR basket will be a decentralized asset. And a multifunctional one at that. This is the thing now where it becomes multifunctional, like smart contracts. How many existed ages ago that couldn't implement smart contracts, and now every single platform that pops up can also build smart contracts, or when you can do your own little side chain and build on top of us, because they realized They needed to be modular. They needed to be able to constantly innovate. Otherwise, they're fucked. It's interesting. We've said, though, many times that XLM's likely going to be the second choice. It's the only one at the moment, isn't it? If you try and like think about which ones can compete with each other. Morning, Sadiq. Silk trees full of DNT. So much shit's full of DNT. It's crazy. We covered yesterday, like, how close the molecules are from DMT to psilocin to serotonin. All extremely similar molecules. Yeah, they're just called a drug. It's crazy. Oh, just a drug. Well, so it's paracetamol, but it's apparently good for you. Antibiotics apparently good for you. They're drugs, aren't they? Opium. Is opium bad until you need morphine? Oh, don't touch fucking heroin or opium or any of that shit unless you need morphine in an operation, and then we'll pump you full of that shit. Fucking crazy. What is a drug? Silk trees. Nah, someone done a video about what XRP stands for. X is the code in it. The ISO code. ISO X codes. ISO 4217. Wikipedia. Jump to X currencies. X currencies. In addition to codes for most active national currencies, ISO 4217 provides codes for supranational currencies. Supranational currencies. Sam I am, shout out. First guy who we saw say that. We jumped on it after you, mate. Eggs and ham, Sam. Well done, lad. Got us all on this time ago. But the supranational currencies, if you've been watching Sam I Am over the years, and you watch Kurt back when, you know supranational's extremely interesting. So there's several things which are similar to currencies, but the codes for the precious metals, gold XAU, silver XAG, and palladium XPD, and platinum XPT, are formed by prefixing the element's chemical symbol with the letter X. These currency units are denominated as 1 troy ounce of the specified metal as opposed to USD 1 or Euro 1. The code XTS is reserved for use in testing. The code XXX is used to denote a transaction involving no currency. There are also codes specifying certain monetary instruments used in international finance. Example, XDR is the symbol for the special drawing right issued by the International Monetary Fund. The codes for most supranational currencies, such as the East Caribbean dollar, the CFP franc, and the CFA franc, the BEAC and the CFA franc, whatever, the predecessor to the euro, the European Currency Unit, the ECU, had the code XEU. The European Currency Unit, the fuck's that? The use of an initial letter X for these purposes is facilitated by the ISO 3166 rule that no official country code beginning with X will ever be assigned. Because of this rule, ISO 4217 can use X codes for non-country specific currencies without risk of clashing with a future country code. ISO 3166 country codes beginning with X are used for private custom use, reserved, never for official codes. For instance, the ISO 3166 based NATO currency codes, STANAG 1059, 9th edition, use X codes for imaginary exercise countries ranging from XXB for brown land to XXR for red land, as well as major commands such as XXE for shape or XXX for slant. Mate, you've got a NATO currency code, fucking European currency unit. That's sounding a lot like the UN credit, that. Volatility of the dollar can be an issue in the SDR basket. I think, this is what I'm saying, I think XRP can do remittance at $1. And I believe that by the time it's added to the basket, you will see it at $1 and then it will just go up. And you need to understand that the lower they add it and start gathering pools and then it gains value, it's all it's doing is increasing the liquidity available from the SDR basket. It's like if the dollar was all of a sudden worth $5, they'd have a shitload of liquidity through the reserve dollars, wouldn't they? But the dollar's never going to be worth $5. It's always just going to be worth $1. Like, it's... If you make it to your late 80s, you get cancer in your 90s, just have a little toot of crack and that just to see what it's like. What do you want, Granddad? Got any last words? Yeah, such. We'll get some B&H, mate. What, some Benson and Hedges? Nah, mate, no, some brown. Get us some brown, lad. Bit of white as well. Bit of... Go on, mate. What a toot it. Exactly, like, that's a thingy, that's sly, but that could well and truly keep you in the samsara cycle. Some would say that you'd be best off just having some sick mushroom rituals, LSD, DMT, and take all that lot and try and meditate into the eternal realms. Right, Howard, a quick one there. It's not exactly a blockchain. That's interesting when people don't quite pick it up. So right, blockchain needs distributed ledger technology to work. It needs to be distributed ledger to work decentralized, should I say. You can centralize a blockchain and just have a blockchain on a centralized system, no danger. But if you want it decentralized, it's going to have to be on DLT. Now, the blockchain is generally to introduce a currency. Each block, it mines transactions, it puts transactions through, and then each block, it introduces more currency into the network. That's blockchain. DLT, distributed ledger technology, actually doesn't need a currency. It can just be a database. Like VeChain at the moment, to track all the goods on VeChain through supply chain from production to scrapping, you don't actually need a currency. You just need the VeChain network, the distributed ledger technology, and you go into the network and you can track shit. You don't need the currency. The currency future-proofs it and provides a blockchain in case you want currencies in the network in the future. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's like you can do a Google search like DLT on blockchain difference. And DLT is a decentralized database managed by multiple participants across multiple nodes. A blockchain is a type of DLT where transactions are recorded with an immutable cryptographic signature called a hash. So, do you know what I mean? To put it in the simple terms, you have the hashed blocks is a blockchain, and just a distributed system is DLT. It doesn't need a blockchain per se. Thought Diesel Allen was talking about vertical takeoff vehicles and Has anyone even thought about where they'd build a private blockchain and ledger yet? Would you? Oh, look at that bit of sweat there, lad. Proper beading in here today. Would you you're going to attempt to build on XRP ledger? Going to build it on Hyperledger and just have an API linked to an XRP wallet? You could just tag onto IBMs, I bet, if you paid enough money. Just let them monitor and manage it for you. It's going to be interesting in the future. Shout out back to you, Justin. Loving the Australian community, mate. And I mean, to be on now, we're not pushing fucking midnight in some parts of Australia now. Laters, Johnny. Take it easy. See, I haven't seen what Quant's done the last few days. Have they migrated to their own network now, Quant? Look at that. Sweating, mate. Beading. SIA achieves blockchain interoperability goal with Quant Network. SIA and Quant Network successfully test blockchain interoperability. Yeah, the breakthrough was achieved by integrating Quant Network's overledger technology to the SIA chain private blockchain infrastructure to enable cross-platform applications and services in Europe and globally. But this is what I'm getting at here now, right? Wait, do we just buy some Quant as well? Do we just go buy some Quant as well? Because the leading pioneer in enterprise blockchain technology, Quant Network, a leading pioneer apparently, has successfully tested cross-blockchain interoperability. But if they're leading, why was they not doing that in 2015 to 2017 like Ripple was? Are they not, like, if they're leading pioneers, are they not doing the cross-blockchain tests a little late? We've already seen Carver Labs do cross-blockchain tests. We've seen Interoperability cross-blockchain tests. We've seen Ripple's cross-blockchain tests. Seen Coil paying out already, like micro payments through Coil and Cinnamon and YouTube across platform already. Interoperability across platforms already. Morning, Boo! Just with Australia being so big and New Zealand there, and then as you go, is it Samoa and that's on, like, on the line, on the day line, where you can, like, legitimately, you could be stood in do you know what? If you'd have done it in the year 2000, you could have stood in 2 different centuries. You'd have been stood in two different days, 2 different months, 2 different years, 2 different centuries. If you'd have stood on that line, like the date line, if you'd have put 1 foot one side of it and 1 foot the other side of it on midnight, the year 2000, you'd have been in 2 millennium as well, mate. At the same time, you ever seen the ship that did it back in 1900 or 1899? I need to go and see what the it's not Fiji, is it? It's further over. Sure, it's Samoa and Apia. Apia and Samoa. Sure it is. Oh, good geography, Scott. Boom. Have some of that. Knew where Samoa was. Yes, I'm happy with that. The Hollow Earth, man, as well. Hollow Earth doesn't mean we haven't got a molten core, guys. It means we've got caverns in the earth that are basically hollow and big enough for cities and countries. Don't act like they can't be caves and caverns that big, man, that people are hiding in. Or have you seen Godzilla? Godzilla's using them to travel around in King of the Monsters. The international dateline. I want to find this fears because it's proper interesting. Oh, the SS Warimo. It's proper sick. So they parked it like that, yeah? And you can see the longitude and latitude lines, alright? So they parked the shit like that. So the middle of it was right on the lines, right? It was 1899 when they did it. And this is fucking proper ingenuity for this. Like, I just want people to recognize how sick the guy's brain was for actually realizing they could do this in that part of the sea. When the page loads up and I can actually read it. Come on, lad. The SS Warimo was ferrying passengers between Canada and Australia in December of 1899. En route, Captain John Phillips realised he had an opportunity to do something extraordinary. So he commanded that the ship head for the point where the equator crosses the international dateline. The ship arrived in time to straddle that point as the clock struck midnight on December 30th, 1899. The forward part of the ship was in the southern hemisphere, in the middle of summer. The rear part of the ship was in the northern hemisphere in the middle of winter. Half of the ship was on 30th of December 1899, while the forward half skipped a day ahead into January the 1st, 1900. The ship was therefore not only in 2 different days, but 2 different months, 2 different years, 2 different seasons, and 2 different hemispheres, but also in 2 different centuries, all at the same time. I'm surprised a sailor didn't go there to top him. All he didn't have is the new millennia. And if someone had gone there and done that in the year 1999 for midnight, you would have you'd have gone one better than that captain did and actually been in a different millennia at the same time as well, or millennium, however you want to say it. Can't be fly fits all though. This is the thing about the terminology, innit? When you say something's hollow, you mean it's empty inside. So saying you've got a hollow earth, we know the earth's not empty inside. At least it's got lava that spews out of it. We see it. We see it form volcanoes. It creates volcanoes, for fuck's sake. So they just, the thing is, what now? The 1.4 trillion derivatives. What about like the 500 trillion to 1.2 quadrillion of total value, Peter? This is where the be all and end all is. The internet of value has to provide liquidity for the total value of the planet. Now, all it needs is for some whiz kid math magician to be like, right, well, to facilitate 1.2 quadrillion at any moment, we need the same amount of that in liquidity. Granted, you might never move all the value at the same time, but if you're talking about no bottlenecks at all, you need to be able to move all the value at once. If it all just wants to and shift to different locations, it has to have liquidity in bridge assets to be able to facilitate them transactions. It just has to. Whether it stays within networks or bounces network to network, The internet of value has got to facilitate that movement of value. So it just the be all and end all is how much does the crypto market cap have to be to have enough liquidity and assets to do that? With everyone that holds, with everyone that's not got open. Remember, it's only the open orders that account to it. Do you know what I mean? This is another thing I'm saying. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. It's between 500 trillion and up to 1.2 to 200 quadrillion, to 2 quadrillion, 200 quadrillion. That'll be 2030, that. But we don't actually know what the number is. Once it's all on distributed ledger technology and it can be tracked properly, within several years, surely we'll have the real value, the actual value of the planet. So again, it's just a matter of being patient. I'm telling you now, it's not really going to go until 2023, 2025, because the remittances aren't enough to push the price that I really don't think it is. 600 billion a year. How much liquidity do you really need to facilitate 600 billion a year? I don't think it'd be that much. I think it can do that at $1 me. Morning, Gary. Matrix is a sick film, Alan. It's extremely deep, mate. It's the film that made me realise there is no spoon. Well, it didn't. Made me question the spoon, the news, the perspective, the narrative. The spoon is the narrative, and you bend the spoon to your will to match your narrative on the who's watching it. Spoon doesn't actually exist. It's a piece of bullshit propaganda that Neo sees bending, and the kid's like, it's not even bending me. There is no spoon. So you kind of like, what does it mean? What did that even mean? It was a little bit like, there is no spoon. It's all an illusion. But then we got weapons of mass destruction bullshit and all that, and we've got the Twin Towers conspiracies popping up, and I'm sitting back then as I'm getting older, into my 20s, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, this is what they meant by there is no spoon. It's all a fucking illusion to suit what they want us to see. That's it. There is no spoon. Weapons of mass destruction, Saddam Hussein, no, there is no spoon. COVID-19, no, there is no spoon. I don't give a shit. There is no spoon. It's just bullshit. Bullshit. We know by how little they're talking about the solution to the current problems. Whether it's autonomous machines, self-driving electric cars for the atmosphere. Like, let me take my car in and swap it for an electric one, please. And I'll help reduce carbon. But no, they're going to let me continue to drive it and just charge me more for doing it. It's a load of bullshit. There is no fucking spoon. There's no problem with CO2. It's natural cycles. Must be some factories on Venus. Jesus, runaway greenhouse on there. No, the Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski sisters. Did you know that? They completely changed their reality. They've turned into women, or turning into women, if it's possible. I don't know. Fucking the women now, though. Yeah, the Animatrix, the animated series. There's a lot in the game as well, isn't there? There's a lot of deep diving in the game with it. You think about COVID, you think it's bullshit agenda. I do, Alex. I do. I'm not saying the flu don't exist, and I'm not saying that the people with health problems aren't at risk by something that's out there. But can you show me the actual flu numbers differentiated from the COVID numbers? Can anyone show me that? Or flu numbers just become COVID numbers? Don't know what to believe, mate. They're showing me a bent spoon at the moment, and I know there's no spoon. So that's what I'm getting at, basically. I don't know what to believe on the telly anymore when it's the mainstream media. Can't believe any of it, mate. Fourth Industrial Revolution equals the first official digital revolution. The world truly going digital. I used to, mate, Micah, but I've gone off COD. I went off it I went off it alright a few years ago. I used to love Zombies, Keynote to Totten, and then Zombies just went daft. Zombies should have become its own game instead of trying to be its own game inside COD. And I'd have played Zombies all day. I'd have kept playing that the way it was. Keynote was sick. Yeah, the Animatrix, Alan, is like an animated series of the Matrix, but it's done with pretty decent CGI, and the way the Matrix is, it doesn't matter that it looks a bit computery. It's like watching cutscenes of a game, you know, some cutscenes of games you're like, yo, this is almost movie quality. It's fucking good, right? You'll accept that in a game because you're playing a game, but at times when you watch a film, you're like, fucking hell, this looks like a game. You know what I mean? It's perspective in it. It's like if you was playing a game and it looked almost like a CGI movie, you'd be like, yo, this is sick. But a CGI movie looks a little bit like a game, and most people are like, could look a bit better. It's good, man. It's good. And it all ties in from the Animatrix to the actual Matrix game back in the day, to the movies, to hopefully the sequel soon, when they finish shooting that. PUBG now, loads of people are on that, innit? I just play Thingy Me at the moment, every now and then, Elder Scrolls, but I do want to get back on Star Trek again a little bit as well and see where I was at on that and check the marketplace out. Any game with a big marketplace already is generally the games you want to be looking at for jumping straight on ILP and becoming a real world marketplace. I'm not saying games aren't going to emerge that just have their own marketplaces straight away, but it's not going to be as big as a World of Warcraft marketplace. He's shitting there how big that game is and how long people have played it. Once World of Warcraft goes real world value, that's going to add millions to the world economy fucking instantly. Instantly. Set alerts on trading view for Strat. Nice, Scott. Yeah, that 2012 opening ceremony was pretty fucked. Yeah, that's pretty fucked. Not even gonna try and sugarcoat that. You can't write that shit, except they did. And it's funny when something happens in real life. Yeah. And we know that the narrative spun. And then something like that happens, and you're like, fucking, you can't write that shit in it. What am I, like, that's just a fucked up coincidence, that. You can't write that shit. You're saying that deep down, knowing that someone damn well fucking wrote it. You know what I mean? Like, someone, you can write it, and someone did write it, and they showed it you and rubbed it right in your face, and then 8 years later it hit. Fucking crazy. Apollo Gold Inc. Everyone check that out. Top 30, nice. Yeah, Gary, it makes you just want to fuck off somewhere. Like, I'd love to just be able to go to Mars for a couple of years and come back. Or just fly to Mars for 9 months and then, like, have a couple of orbits and then just come back. That'd be like a fucking 2 year trip, mate. Nearly a 2 year trip. Just get back in, like, late 2022 and just be like, yo, what's happening? Much changed. 50 cents, yeah. I'm going back. I'll see you fucking 2 years again. Yeah, the Wachowski sisters now, mate. Yeah, humans computing power. Because can you imagine if you could join every brain on the human planet, the amount of actual computing power you'd have? Do you know how much power is actually in the human body, or in any body for that matter, in any living thing, just to hold the atoms together? We've actually got kilojoules energy in our body holding us together. Yeah, I'm going to go and get some breakfast because I've got to prep for the trip tomorrow. Might not be doing a video in the morning. Like I say, I might do a cheeky one at the service station or something, or if I've got signal when I get down there, I might just go live for a bit next to the lake. We'll see what happens, see what time I get there and shit, but it's likely I'm going to be driving down there in the morning, so there won't be a morning video unless I do it driving in my headphones. So keep an eye out for a video, but just bear in mind, if I'm not doing one, it's because I'm just trying to get to Dartmoor as fast as I can and get there as early as possible. Westworld. Crazy one, innit? Westworld, Altered Carbon, Replicas, loads of little films like that. Ready Player One. I guess you could, Anon. You could probably merge them all by 2045, mate, and that is legitimately the world we'll be living in. Yeah, well, that's what I mean, Alan. I might do a car one live. It's just I can't react or read comments while I'm fucking driving. So it might be better to just do at the service station when I meet Danny in the morning. Westworld is sick. I think I've got another season to watch. Is it on its third? Has it done a third season yet of Westworld? I've only seen 2 seasons. Like, legitimate. Have they got a season 3? Westworld? Are you saying yes to that, Pablo? Let me just check this, because I might watch that later if it's... Westworld season 3. I'm on some dog Wi-Fi here. Site can't be reached. Wi-Fi's playing up. I think people have been having problems with Virgin lately. Near my area. Yeah, season 3's been out. Oh shit. Came out in May. April. Damn. March. Damn. It fucking might even have been February when the first episode came out. Oh, yeah. March 15th. Season 3. Oh, get on that. Season 2 like fell off for me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I expected better, but I'll give season... Do you know what? I'll rewatch it from the beginning. I'm a sick binger, me. I'll have it done by the end of the weekend. Yeah, Wi-Fi going down. Wonder what that is. Hey, wonder what fucking that is. ATMs won't work. Just keep trying to think of like reasons that they can do it. Say like, oh, the ATM's not working. Oh, it's because the internet in the local area is down. They've not got LAN connection. They've not got LAN connection, so you can't get money out for the next day. Oh, I wonder why that is. Now the bankers only need like fucking several hours to do a little bish bash bosh with people's money, guys. You know what I mean? Like when you go in, yeah, let's not kid ourselves. There's internet switchovers. W3. Can you? It could be. Loads of ATMs out of service in London. It makes it like they've done the social distancing, haven't they? So one's on and one's off because they're only a metre apart. But now it's been reduced to a metre. They should all be coming back on because you stand a metre apart at an ATM. But yeah, I'm gonna go for some breakfast, guys. You know the dance. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Get healthy, get happy, invest in yourself and the internet of value. Hold it for as long as you can until you're ready to let it go. Yeah, you should be able to find them, Alan. Should be able to find Animatrix, mate. Ah, so a digger's it a fibre cable? Must be a main cable for it to affect everywhere. Mike, I haven't really got one, mate. Favourite. People have favourite porn sites. It doesn't even matter. It's not even on for that long, is it? When it's porn. Not one of them me that sits there and watches the full movie, mate. Anyway, on that note, we're going. We love crypto, ODL, XRP. and you guys. It's exciting times, but just bear in mind that it might legitimately be able to do these remittance payments at being under $1. So as much as it's good that we get more corridors, it's only really proving to the bigger heads that it actually works and that they're going to want to use it as well. And in the future, they're going to have to use it. And then all these housing, gold, gaming marketplaces that appear from nowhere, linked to ILP with smart contracts, all that's going to do is increase volume as well. So we just need to be patient. 2023 to 2025 is where it's going off. And if I had to pick, I'd probably say RedTube. Latest, guys. 589. One day. 2030. 2027. Who knows? See you on the next one, guys. Peace.